Guys, died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that. Look, that Metro Boomin situation shows how club culture has really died for real. Metro Boomin was at his own show for Futuristic Summer. I checked out the project. Look, I'm a 2000s kid, 90s baby. I liked that era. So hearing a lot of them songs, it was nostalgic. I thought it was just an okay project. And I'm from the deep South myself, so being from the South, I really, I vibe with that.
You see what I'm saying, twin? I bet y'all got it. Fuck this shit.
Metro Boomin canceled his own show because the dudes in Atlanta would not get off the stage. Go click on the video. Go look at the video in the search. Metro Boomin canceled his own show. I seen Young Dro in the background, so it looked like it's about to be a nice little, function. But he canceled the show because he was telling them to get off the stage. From my understanding, everybody in Atlanta think they're a celebrity, so they wouldn't get off the stage. And another caveat to that, with club culture, it was way too many men there. Club culture died when it went from being women-centered to now being male-centered. And it never was like that.
Guys are entitled and they feel like they can pull. It's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? They feel like they're just like, oh, you should come with me to this party. You should come. No, I don't have to come to this party. Like,
I don't think that's exact. So, like, clubs are closing down at a massive rate, like Los Angeles, London, places like that. And it's because of the fact that women don't go out as much anymore. And when women go out, they aren't treated the same way that they were previously.
Well, that's why they're not going out.
Yeah, for sure. The club, well, it's also because they have other options. Like the validation that you might get previously from going out to a club and seeing your friends, you can get that on social media now.
Mm-hmm. And the way that guys treat them when they do get there.
For sure.
It's just like,
what about Scott Galloway's,
little mama, like let me get in them pants. Like,
drinking
no.
culture. Just men have like, and women.
Yeah, we were trying to find that clip, but it's gone.
Because they're not letting the WNBA in.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you want to speak to that?
There'd be girls there if you let the WNBA players.
To be fair, I'm just curious because I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah, I think you can still be social without drinking. I don't.
Yeah,
think that's the main issue.
a lot of I think this new generation just aren't.
Doesn't drink as much. Okay, so
like
you're
you
correct.
guys,
in general, people are more virtual.
Yeah.
We've got into a Zoom culture. Like our businesses are run over Zoom.
Yeah.
And so because of that, you're right. But here's the other part. It's like, as a man, I'm going to get my validation from compliance from women and then sexual intercourse. I have to be where the women are for me to get those things.
Yeah.
For a woman, you can get your validation through attention from men. Mm-hmm. You can get your attention from men on Instagram, OnlyFans, or dating apps. And so because of that, you don't have to go out as much. And so women go out less. And every single club I've been to, even the best clubs, on stage for chain smokers, of course, nothing but girls. The rest of the club, the dance floor, all these other tables, the bathroom, nothing but dudes.
So that's like
dudes
female sedation. That's like porn for women. It's like the female sedation.
Correct. I mean, well, it is, but I don't. I think the negative effect is that it changes what your standards are to where they may be unrealistic.
Oh, yeah.
Just like porn may do that for men as well.
I mean, you're correct about the social media part, though.
Yeah.
Like, girls get a lot more attention.
Yes.
Guys don't.
Now, here's the thing. You guys, you want to read, there's several books on this. This is the point in history with the lowest murder rate and lowest sexual assault rates in the history of human recorded history right now. But that's not what you're being taught. What you're being taught is that you go outside and the crime rates are outrageously high. And in certain places they are, but overall crime, if you compare it to like the 1970s when there was mass murders and we were police officers, police departments were underfunded, that's a completely different situation. Right now, we're in the safest time in recorded history, regardless of what you see on the news, how many alarmists you see.
Because
women
of gun rights.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
But women are being taught that all men are Homer Simpson or they're Jeffrey Dahmer, and so because of that, they don't want to go out as much. And so what Scott Galloway?
I think I got that clip. Hang on.
What Scott Galloway's talking about, which I think is interesting about.
I don't see drunkenness. I see togetherness.
Drink more alcohol.
Yeah, drink more. I think they need to get out and drink more. My advice to young people is to go out and drink more and make a series of bad decisions that might pay off. I think that we need more togetherness, more people, more and more random encounters. And absolutely, people need to be in the company of strangers more and more. And I think young men are sequestering. We're turning into a different species of asexual, socially isolated, lonely people who become citizens. And when women don't have a romantic relationship, they reinvest in work and their friends. When men don't have a relationship, they tend to just go down a rabbit hole.
There it is. Go party.
Okay, really, one more time. So what Professor Galloway is saying is kind of what I'm saying before, but he's missing the other part, which is these men can go out and drink as much as they want. There's no women out there for them to meet. If you guys just take a second, for those of you, some of you may or may be old enough to remember this, but 10 years ago, you would go out to clubs and there would be more. If you went to a nightclub, if you went to Omnia when it first opened up, or Hakkasan or XS or any of these clubs when they first opened up, there were more women than men, because they had a promoter list. The hosts were required to bring girls. There were all kinds of stuff. There were more women than men. There, without exception, there's no clubs where there's more women than men anymore.
No,
that whole thing has changed. Now, there's the way you get more women than men is Maxim Hot 100 Party, Babes in Toyland. Those are events that you throw where there are more women than men, because they're not so money focused. They're more focused on the experience. And that's why those do so much better. There's no bikini competitions anymore other than the ones we throw. There's like all of the things where there's more women than men. That has all gone out of nightlife. So they can get as drunk as they want. They go out and drink as much as they want. There's just no women for them to meet.
But men are drinking less too, because they're focused now on this biohacking culture, this the extreme optimization of everything of perfection. And it's like, I don't think
I think most men are not focused on biohacking, but I know what you're saying.
What Scott Galloway's talking about is like, people need to f up more. He said that in the actual full episode. It's like men and women both need to make mistakes more. We forgot, like in college, when I like didn't go to college, but in that era, like it's like, you know, we f***ed up. We made mistakes, and it was like we weren't shamed for it. We weren't, you know, stigmatizing it. We weren't pathologizing it. Like that article you sent me on no one has a personality anymore. It's everything's an attachment disorder. Everything's this. Everything's that. Everything's trauma. It's like, what happened to just existing and just being, right? And it's and so I think it's both men and
lighten the f up.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Chill the f out.
Yeah. I deal with this all the time with these guys. It's like you can't. That one article we were talking about, that was, I felt like most of that was primarily directed towards women, like because there's this idea like you're never going to be healed, right? In fact, that's the state of being unhealed is women's new religion. You are not a personality anymore. You don't have an identity anymore, because it's all wrapped up in whatever your particular combination of neuroses is. Like I have daddy issues, and I have unresolved issues from when I was 12 years old, and my dog died when I was 9, and all this. And it's just basically one thing that's piled on top of the other. And if you take, like, one of the things I always say when women start throwing this, oh, you need to be healed, and once I'm healed, I'm like, when are you healed? Yeah. When are you whole? When are you normal, so I can go out with you because you're normal and I'm normal, and we can be normal people together, right?
A lot of these guys are not normal.
See, that's the thing.
But I have to go to work when I'm not healed.
Yes.
I have to pay bills when I'm not healed.
But
I have to go on unhealed and talk to women unhealed.
Because
no one's going to come talk to me.
It becomes a religion.
Well, it becomes a religion. And cook your meals and do all these things for you.
Correct.
Like, come on.
But no.
I don't have to, but I want
to. For the
to.
men you're attracted to, for this tiny subset of men you're attracted to, I agree with you, Hannah. But for the other 95% of men,
old school. It's just like, literally, this is truth. This is for real. This is the truth. Like, in the olden days, like, women, we didn't have any rights. Like, literally, everything has progressed so highly now that, why would we not use these things and progress and get and have more power and get all these, like, go to school and
get the
be
bag.
An alpha woman? Like, why would we not do it?
You're right. Good question. The answer is because you'll end up alone.
Well,
that's the answer.
Hold on.
I was pretty angry for a while after a breakup, and I kind of had an epiphany. I was like, if I just keep blocking everybody, how do I find somebody that's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I kind of had to like say, okay, back up a little bit, be a little bit less selective. I don't know if that's the right word.
It's not about being selective. Here's the thing. How about just giving a guy more of an opportunity to show you what he is instead of left swipe?
Right.
That's honestly the difference. There's tons of great data that's on this. When men and women know each other for a longer period of time, you see women actually date guys.
More attractive.
Well, they become more attractive, but you'll see women will say, I'm only dating 5'11" and then date 5'8" when they know this guy for 9 months. And so that's what happens. It's so that when you have that situation, it's called an unfamiliar environment to a familiar environment. If you guys want to know, because we've proposed a lot of problems, that is the solution, is for men to create familiar environments for women to get to know them. And in doing so, that's when the dude who's not traditionally attractive ends up dating the beautiful woman. Go ahead.
Just to provide an anecdote to that, I was a waitress in strip clubs for forever. And you would see like the ugliest managers, guys that in the real, what we call the real world, would never have a shot with an attractive girl, all of a sudden have, you know, maybe not a million options, but, you know, you even have a guy that's frumpy and nasty. He's got some girls
Dave,
that are...
I'm right here. I'm sitting right here. And these things hurt.
They're comfortable and they're not really.
But yeah, like you see these, and you know, like in a strip club, especially if you're working them, you know, the waitresses and the dancers and bartenders are seeing you every single day. You develop that rapport with them. Yeah. All of a sudden, you know, that 2 or 3 out in the wild, you know, is now in the wild is now, you know, attractive. And you even see girls that will compete for these guys. They'll get jealous over these guys just because of the proximity that these guys have to them.
Yeah.
So
I think also I think that's like the expectation of everything too. It's like, if I do something, what am I going to get out of this? How am I going to benefit from this? Okay, if I go out tonight with my girlfriends, yeah, I'm supposed to go and have a good time. That's supposed to be the idea. But it's like, okay, how am I going to benefit from this? Who's going to let me sit in their section? Who's going to let, you know, who's going to pay for my drinks all night? Is there going to be somebody there that, you know, could take me out later or something? You know what I mean? Like, it's always the expectation. It's not about like just going out and being, you know, just having fun. Yeah. I know. Like,
off your phone.
Yeah. That too. And like dancing, like the dance floors are, like they should just remove them now at clubs, because like nobody's dancing. Everybody's just walking around, looking at everybody, seeing what everybody else is doing, see who's getting bottles over there. Oh, let's go run over there now because they
Put
all
more
got
tables
bottles.
in.
Or like
Yeah, you know
having
what I mean?
expectations of
Yeah.
what
It's like, if I'm coming out tonight, if I'm going to get dressed up and I'm going to come out tonight to the club, there has to be, I have to benefit somehow.
Let's ask the green-eyed medical doctor. Are we cooked as men?
It's definitely tough. So what I was thinking about was, as far as women go, if they're dating a little bit under, like how like you're bringing up there, if they're dating under, it has to do with a little bit of an insecurity. So we're always blaming guys for insecure that, right? But if you're dating that alpha male or someone more attractive and he has all these girls, some options, right? So they're going to go for that guy that has maybe some money, but that's less attractive, and he's not going to be as...
There's that. And then there's also what Lolo said, which is the concept of like, these guys are boring to you. And then you find a guy that's very intriguing to you, but you forget that he's also, if he's intriguing to you, then he's intriguing to other women, and therefore he has options. And it's not like a line like this. It's like no options, all the options. That's how it works for men. There's this status poverty line that when guys get across, it's great. And it generally, I know you guys keep talking about money. It actually has more to do with other women finding you attractive. Yeah. It has to do with mate choice copying. Like, you can take broke men, and if other women find that man attractive, more women will find that man attractive.
I will put a man in his spot.
I was also going to say too, I saw someone in the chat be like, oh yeah, strip club managers make a lot of money. I'm like, no, they don't. These girls aren't dating them for their money.
Yeah, I can tell you. From firsthand experience, they do not make a lot.
So when I was talking about the healing culture, Coral, I peg that more towards the female side of the spectrum. But now here's the other side of that: is the male side of it right now is exactly what's, God, I hate to give him credit, but Scott Galloway is talking. You know, guys need to go out and get hammered. Guys need to go out and have a good time. Guys, like, lighten up. I know it's a joke, but lighten the up, because that's the main problem with most guys right now. Is they're like, well, I can't eat this because there's seed oils in it, and I can't have this because it's not grass-fed beef, and I can't have this because, or they're essentially, guys have become really adept at finding ways to step on their own. Okay, all they're doing is creating cope to not go out and take action, to not go out and do things. So, well, why would I want to go out and do any of this stuff? Because all these girls are 304. And they're not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. So why should I make any effort whatsoever? And you know what that ends up as? That ends up as guys just sitting home jerking off to Pornhub, or playing video games, or like sedating themselves, staying locked away and not doing anything. And as a result, they're not drinking. They're not going out to clubs. They're not going out and making bad mistakes that make for great stories, right? They're not going out and forming the next great supergroup band that's out there to go and, get out their teenage angst, so that we have some real good music. You want to know why music sucks? Because nobody's doing shit. Nobody does.
But no, AI music is great.
But it's like
just me saying that, people will be like, oh, he's a degenerate.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's something wrong with Rolo because he's Gen X. It's those guys again,
Okay, but it seems like the outlets are like, it's like clubbing or cold plunge, which is great alliteration. You're welcome for that.
I'm doing both of those. I'm doing both of those things tonight. Cold plunge.
You already did the cold plunge.
I did the cold plunge. I'm going clubbing.
There's a middle ground too. You can actually have fun, and it doesn't require ripping it at a club and doing mounds of cocaine, and doesn't requiring like white knuckling it in a cold plunge for 20 minutes either. And winning the cold plunge. There's a middle ground. Just chill the fuck out, like you said.
4 minutes.
Do you also drink
and you were
matcha?
so cold after.
Oh,
wait.
Coffee.
So what's the incentive? To go out and have a good time, you idiot. To go out and do something, to have an experience, to have a story to tell at the end of the night. Because at the end of your life, it's not going to be like, all the times you spent, jerking off in your fucking gooning cave or whatever the fuck it is. It's going to be the experiences that you have and the stories you're going to be able to tell. I can tell great stories. You know why? Because I fucked up a lot, man, and it was great.
And
you know what?
Out better when you don't plan it out.
Yeah,
you just aren't
exactly. I can tell. Like I tell this story about like the first like single mom that I inadvertently got with when I was like I think it was 22, right? I told you about that. Yeah, I told you about that story. Like it makes for a great story, and people laugh their asses off at it. If I'd have gone, no, I think I'll just stay inside and just hold my the whole day. That you don't have a story, you have nothing to tell. You're boring. Yeah. Stop being boring for the love of Christ.
You could die tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. So it's we had Mystery on, and he said anything to not go to the party.
Anything.
You'll do say or anything to not go to the party. And so what's happened is
I got to get up at 4.
And this is why like again a lot of guys in this space really don't like me is because when you get on the chat and you start talking about these women are ugly, you're talking about women who would never f you, and you're calling them ugly. Again, if you I'm not saying
one comment.
My whole thing is if you're a guy, if you're one of my guy friends and I know you bag super hot women and you're telling me that this girl's not that attractive, hold on, guys. If you're a guy who bags super hot women and I know that you're telling me that this girl's unattractive, I'm going to listen to you because you're saying this from a place where you know what you're talking about. It's the guy who can't get any woman at all calling these girls on the shows 2s and 3s. Even if you were objectively correct and they were 2s and 3s, what does that say about you? Because 2s and 3s won't you. That's the point I'm making. And so what happens is it leads to a victim mentality, which then leads to anything to not go to the party. And you'll do anything. Well, I'm not going to the gym because it doesn't matter because they're all 304s. Right. I'm not going to the club and go and talk to strangers because it doesn't matter because girls don't like me because they're all 304s.
No rejection capacity.
Right, but it's exactly
I'm not walking out the front door because I'll probably get hit by a bus anyway.
Personal issue.
But again, I'm not saying like there have been girls on the show who really weren't that attractive, and guys are like, "Oh, they're ugly," and I'm like, my point is, you're calling a girl a slut who wouldn't fuck you. What does that say about you? But and again, I'm not trying to do this to pander to women. I'm trying to say this because I'm a male self-improvement coach. How do you think you're improving by sitting there calling people who wouldn't sleep with you ugly? Do you not see the illogical nature of that? You're just a victim. You're just a bitch. That's all it is. That's my
Oh my God. And if you call my haters and
you love that.
That reminds me of what you said about the Bonnie Blue thing. You're like, I'm less concerned about Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips and more like, who is number 872?
Yeah, that's
who
the
are
thing.
Those guys?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to. I mean, that is the ultimate. If you want to talk about the ultimate problem with society, is not Bonnie Blue or Lily Phillips. They were going to be sex workers no matter what. The problem with Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips is that some guy waited to be number 800 to f her and wasn't even paid for it. Yeah. The fact that we live in a society where 800 men would be waiting in line to have sex with her, and probably 900 of those 1,000 men, that's the hottest woman they'll ever be with in their life. That is what's the problem with society, is the desperation. We're leaving this massive group of men behind.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now they're having sex with Bonnie Blue. That's what's happening. All right, can we do this one?
Which one?
We don't need that.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, all you need to do to feel better about yourself is do a big, healthy shot of testosterone and go see a Steel Panther show. Which one is it?